Hey guys, Sierra from Holistically Attuned, and I was kind of settling in for the night and having my own thoughts and conversations, and I feel compelled to share that with you all. And I feel like the biggest message that we need to obtain and really reconcile with in ourselves is getting out of our own way. I feel like, and this is speaking for me too, but for me personally, and then I just know, I just know some of y'all too, okay? We be praying, we are praying for enlightenment, we are praying for guidance, we are praying for clarity, we are praying to remove things out of our vortex that no longer aligns with where we're trying to go. And in doing so, we put ourselves in positions for growth. Now, when you put yourself in a position for growth, there's a certain level of comfort that is lost, right? You don't grow in comfort. Growth is very uncomfortable at times. And I think that it is important to remember that and realize that in all of this seeming chaos or discomfort that we feel, it is something that we ask for to ascend us along on our journey to another level, in a sense, right? And so, um, for me personally, I know that I like to move to the beat of my own drum, right? Um, I just have been that way for a very long time, and it is something embedded in me. I like to lead. I like to um, do things on my time, at my pace. However, I know that for my growth, I needed to be pushed out of that element. That's what makes me uncomfortable. Having somebody dictate to me what needs to be done. And sometimes these things can seem so minute. But when you have a mentor that is teaching you something, even if you think it's remedial, I just feel like I can't stress enough the importance of paying attention, absorbing and learning, and doing what you are being asked of. Granted, that is within a reason, right? Like, I'm not even going to go off on a tangent there, but let's use our common sense. If it's within reason, it doesn't matter if you think you know it, because the truth of the matter is, when you pray for a mentor and spirit brings them to you, you have to understand that that person is there for a reason. They're there to teach you something that you don't know. Um, and I don't know, maybe sometimes they're there to teach you how to have more confidence in yourself. I've I've actively feel like I have tried different mentors before that didn't work out, right? Um, one lesson that I learned from a previous mentor is I'm actually further along on my journey than I give myself credit for. And so I can't even consider that person a mentor because um, I didn't get anything else out of that situation. It didn't last very long. And now I'm in a situation where I do have a new mentor as I continue down my path of uh, Vodou. And I am honored to have this mentor, right? She is very well established. She is very high ranking in her position. And it's me humbling myself onto a level where I meet certain requirements and things that are asked of me, and I do it with grace. I don't know if any of this is making sense to people, but it could just be me rambling. But I think that that is the channeled message that I got from me. It's if you can't do the simple things that are being asked of you, why would I entrust you with larger or more important things, more important assignments to do? And if you are training with me in the beginning of your journey and I am trying to teach you the foundation, I understand that you may have some foundational knowledge already. However, I'm trying to teach you foundation that may be a little bit more traditional, right? Um, and so it's taking what you know and what you're being given and combining them together. It is looking at it from a perspective of if you knew everything, you wouldn't need a mentor, right? You wouldn't need somebody to push you out of your comfort zone. See, if you just give me the information, I'm very comfortable with that. However, if you push me to do things to utilize that information, and you're telling me if you're trying to provide structure in the way that I learn things, that definitely puts me out of my comfort zone because I know that there are expectations there that need to be met, as silly as that sounds. But um, it's not just me doing it when I feel like it or when I get around to it. It's me having to do it and provide this assignment back to my mentor. And all of it is learning, and she's learning me, and I'm learning her. And there's always that assessment of, is this going to be a waste of my time? Is this the student? Is mentoring the student going to be a waste of time? And I think that that's something that everybody, as a teacher or mentor, thinks. Right? I evaluate that. Um, Always when I take on students. That's always an evaluation for me because I don't like to waste my time and I'm not going to waste anybody else's time, right? But if you don't know the person and you need to make sure that they can take on this heavy responsibility that comes with the initiation into Vodou. And it's laying these small foundational brickworks, because when you really get into the thick of things and have to learn the proper way to serve these loas and the proper strict regimen that some of them may even require, you know what I'm saying? Or you have to give up certain things because it doesn't sit right in your spirit. Like me, I was told that I need to give up. I shouldn't wear the colors black or red, right? And a lot of my wardrobe is black, but it's like, can you give up? Can you sacrifice these small things for your better good? And so um, that's how I kind of keep myself aligned and in check. That's how I've been looking at this situation. When it's something is asked of me, and then at first my ego wants to respond and think to itself like, why am I doing this? Is it because whatever, X, Y, and Z? But the reality of it is, I don't really necessarily feel in my spirit that I need to ask why. I already know why. It's because she's trying to teach me something that is outside of my realm. But first, we need to make sure that I can follow the simple instructions first. I can learn the basics first. Whenever I teach my hoodoo course, I teach the foundations first. The first 3 classes, it's all foundational information. We don't put hands on to rituals until 4 weeks into the course. So I understand that concept. And it's about me taking myself out of that instructor's mode and back into the student mode, and doing it again gracefully. So I feel like you guys, that's my personal situation, right? But for some of you, it's asking for these open roads and then having sudden changes in our relationships and in our, maybe in our employment or in our financial status, or a switch up in the location. One time, when I was praying for change and open roads and releasing things that wasn't serving me, the location, the house that I had lived in for, I moved there in 2011. So for 10 years, just up and served us an eviction notice and said it's because she wanted to sell. And it was totally out of the blue, right? And it was like we didn't even have a lot of time to get our stuff together and move. But then through the grace of spirit and some of the spiritual work that I was doing, we ended up getting such a better home, a larger home within the area that we wanted to be in, within the price range that we wanted to be in, with more room for the kids, huge backyard, beautiful orange tree, right? So it is getting through it is seeing through the seemingly chaotic energy and focusing that and understanding that really you are the one in control. It's not chaotic. This is something that you ask for. And once you can hone in on that energy that you are controlling the situation, you can direct it however you want it to go, right? So a lot of the times where we go wrong is we misdirect that energy instead of looking for where we're supposed to be, through this seemingly chaotic moment, seeing through that to where it's going, we revert back in fear. We respond in fear. Instead of responding in faith, we respond in fear. Oh my God, I can't do this. Oh my God, why are they doing this? Oh my God, I'm going to go to the housing authority and I'm going to report them and you can't do this. This is illegal, la, 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 la. When all the while there's something better on the other side. And if you would just have that faith that you put into your spirit, that you put into your ancestors, to guide you and get you to where you're supposed to be, it would be such a smoother transition, right? I always tell people, Spirit's going to put you there. You just got to decide if you're going to go kicking and screaming or if you're going to give in and go willingly, right? Kicking and screaming is when we've stayed at a position too long and now all of a sudden we find ourselves, in the office every other week, or we find ourselves not wanting to drive to work because the distance that didn't used to bother us is all of a sudden really getting to us and it's too much, or we're too exhausted, or again, we're having these small conflicts with different people in the job till finally they end up you know, letting us go because we still have not released. We've still responded in fear. And then, even if they let us go, now we want to retaliate and we want to do all this stuff. We want to hire a lawyer. We want to do this and we want to do that. And it's like, Spirit is actually trying to put you in a better position. Be very mindful of the intention of your heart. Make sure that those intentions are pure, because when you are truly manifesting, this is what I say. If I'm manifesting open roads, in the moment when I have my eyes closed and I'm saying, clear anything out of my path that is destructive, clear anything out of my path that does not align with, the higher vibration that I seek. When I'm saying all this, that is so heartfelt. Mainly because I haven't put a label or a name on the things that aren't serving me. I just said remove them. But the double-edged sword to that is I am just completely shocked sometimes at the things that are removed, right? And for me, not necessarily anymore. I don't get too shocked, but for some of you, yeah, that's how it is. And you'll see, like, sometimes friendships start to dwindle down, or relationships start to dwindle away. The things that you're used to being around, it starts to go away. Food cravings that you used to have, that shit goes away. Why? Because you ask Spirit to align you with the path that you are meant to be on. And sometimes when we're on that path, we can't bring certain things along with us. And so I just encourage you all to, if you are feeling this energy too, or if you're at a crossroads, right, where you're being asked to do something and your first knee-jerk reaction is to want to know why, to just be patient, because things will reveal themselves. And a good student, um, is going to complete the assignment, whether you think it is beneath you or not, because there's something within that assignment that your ego is not allowing you to recognize, and within that, it's going to show a lot about you, a lot about your journey, a lot about who you are. Um, so follow through and do that to the best of your ability. And you know what? Something else I feel like Spirit's pointing all these things out to me, right? And it's I know it's preparing me for this road down this new mentorship. But like my daughters, one of them be asking why all the time. Why? And I'm like, stop asking me why. Stop questioning everything that I tell you. And the other one has a remark for everything. And I had to tell her today, why do you always have to have a comeback? Why do you always have to say something? Why can't you just listen? Don't be so hard headed. And I know in my mind, Spirit is actually talking to me, right? Because our kids, we teach them what we know, but we produce who we are. So, in a sense, I'm talking to myself, right? Because their behaviors and mannerisms are that of my own. So, I leave you with these words. I hope to keep you guys apprised of my journey. And I think that's it, guys. So, leave me questions, comments, concerns, requests. I hope to meet all of these things. If you guys are interested in the Hoodoo course, it starts on February 16th. It is on the website www.holisticallyattuned.com. I also have the tarot course open. And I'm sorry, the Hoodoo course is going to start February 1st in honor of Black History Month. The tarot course is going to start February 16th. There's also astrology and a ritual course on there. So I urge you all to go and check those out. www.holisticallyattuned.com. And I will see you guys later. Good night.